Hello viewers, once again welcome back to my channel Math Made Easy with PDY. In today's episode of our studies, we are going to look at the just ended General Mathematics or the Core Mathematics exams for WASSCE 2022. In this objective test, it's going to earn us 50 marks and we need to do so within 1.5 hours. My dear students, I will be very glad to let you know that when it comes to objective tests, you should do your best to score as much marks as possible because it really boosts your chances of getting A1 in the subject. And also, you need to have a general idea of all the topics because all the questions cut across. It doesn't limit itself to some topics and it leaves the other. So come along with me and let's do this together. So the instructions are there. You need to read carefully and then you follow suit. But without wasting my time, let us move on. So we have the first question going as: in a class of 30 students, 18 take mathematics, 5 take both mathematics and biology, and 8 take neither mathematics nor biology. Find the number of students that take biology. So we are looking out for the number of students that take biology. A fair idea tells us that this is a set question. So we just simply need to draw our set, a two-set problem question. So drawing it, we'll have our two-set problem diagram nicely drawn. And then we have number of universal set here, giving us a total of 30. Then we have 18 take mathematics. So circle for mathematics comes in. So number of mathematics here, we have 18. And then we have 5 take both math and biology. So we have an intersection for number of biology here. We don't know, and actually that's what we're looking for. But 5 takes both math and biology. So since we have 5 here, then we subtract the 5 from 18 and we are going to be left with 13. Hence, we are also told that 8 take neither math nor biology. So they fall outside the circle. So we have 8 here outside the intersection or outside the circles of mathematics and biology. Going further, then we are looking for only biology. Looking for only biology, there are different ways of doing that. You can just put a variable there. Let's say x. So we have it as 13 plus 5 plus x plus 8 equal to the universal set, which is 30. Or you could have also done it as 18, which is a circle for mathematics, plus x plus 8, and it still gives you the same answer. So x will be equal to 30 minus 18 plus 8. That will give us 26. So x actually is going to be 4. X is going to be 4. But remember, x is the biology only. So the question demands for find the number of biology students. So number of biology students we have here as 4. So 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5. And the answer is actually 9. So that is possible answer C. Going further, we look at if y varies as the square of x. Y varies as the square of x. So when we write the statement, that's going to be y varies as the square of x, so x squared. Therefore, converting it into an equation, y will be equal to kx squared. And hence, y is 3 when x is root of 2. And that is going to help us get the constant of proportionality. So that is going to be y being 3, and then we have k, x is actually square root of 2, and that should be squared altogether. Then going further, solving for k, you know, the square root will be done away with the square here, so it will be left with 3 is equal to 2k. So finding the value of k, that is going to give us 3 on 2. 3 on 2. So generally, our equation should be y is equal to 3 on 2 x squared. That's our equation for this statement. Now, find the value of y when x is 2. So we just need to substitute the value of 2 in place of x. So y will be equal to 3 on 2, x value is 2 all squared. That's giving us 4. And 2 will go into 4 2 times. So y will be equal to 3 times 2. And that is y as 6. Now, moving on to question number 3. Now, you realize that it says evaluate the expression here, 53 million times 0.002 all divided by 0.0004 and express the answer in the standard form. Now, with the help of my calculator, which is here, we just simply need to program it, and then now we just write the answer in the standard form. So let's do that. We go for our fraction, and then we key in on at the numerator 53 million multiplying 0.002. Then we come to the denominator, then we have 0.0004. Then we just key in our enter. So we have the answer to be 265 million. That's the answer to this expression when you simplify it with a calculator. So converting this into the standard form, then we need to shift the decimal point to the middle of the first and second digit. So that is going to give us, now you should know that the decimal point is at the end here. So we move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that is 2.65 times 10 raised to the power positive 8. And that is possible answer A. Possible answer A. Let's move forward to our next question, which is question number 4. So question number 4 is also a question you can equally use the calculator to generate your answer. So I don't need to waste my time here. So we have to go straight ahead, clear the screen so that you can move faster. Now we have shift and then the fraction sign that gives us the mixed number fraction. So we have 8. Shift the cursor to the numerator 1 on 6. Then shift the cursor again. Then we introduce a subtraction sign. Then the bracket comes in. Now make sure that you program it rightly. If you don't, it will give you a wrong answer. So you know it's a computer, so garbage in, garbage out. So you program rightly to get the right answers. So we have another mixed fraction. So shift with the fraction sign. Then we go for 11. Shift the cursor. Go for 2 on 3. Then shift forward. Then we have divided. Then we have another mixed fraction coming in again. Then that is 2 whole number. Shift forward. We have 2 on 3. On 3. Then we shift forward to close the bracket. Then after that, we key in our equal to sign. And the final answer is 91 on 24. So we have it as 91 on 24. But remember, the possible answers that have been shown here is actually a mixed number solution. So in order to get your answer in the mixed number form, you key in the shift button and then the SD button. So it gives you the answer as 3 whole number 19 on 24. 3 whole number 19 on 24, which is possible answer C. It's possible. So moving further, we go to question number 5. Question number 5, which says one side of a rectangle is 8 centimeters and the diagonal is 10 centimeters. Calculate the area of the rectangle. So if we should make a sketch of this information, we have a rectangle and one side is 8 centimeters. So it can be the length or it can be the breadth. So we can say that let the side be 8 centimeters. Now the diagonal, let's introduce our diagonal, and that is what? 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters here. Therefore, from this information, we need to get the area of the rectangle. You know, area of a rectangle is actually length times breadth. But from all indication, we don't know one side of the rectangle. It can be the breadth. We don't actually know. So the other side that is not known, let's call it x. So from the information 8 centimeters, 10 centimeters, and x, you know, one major property of rectangles is that all the interior angles are at right angle. So we have 90 degrees here, 90 degrees there, 90 degrees there. So therefore, you are expecting to find x, and the other way of getting x, now with the diagonal and the other two sides, they make right angle. So we can use Pythagoras theorem to determine the value of x. So that is going to give us x squared plus 8 squared should be equal to 10 squared. So from Pythagoras theorem, you know that the sum of the square of the two legs or the two sides should be equal to the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is actually the 10. And hence, working it out, s squared will be equal to 100 minus 64. And that is x squared is equal to 36. And therefore, x is going to give us plus or minus 6. But you know that is distance, so x is actually 6 centimeters. Therefore, x being 6 centimeters, if you are asked to find the area of the rectangle, that is going to be 8 multiplying 6. 8 multiplying 6. So if you want to be sure of your answer, 8 multiplying 6, that will give you an answer of 48 centimeter squared, which is possible answer B. Going further, the probability of 3 independent events x, y, and z occurring are 1 on 2, 2 on 3, and 1 on 4 respectively. What is the probability that only events x and z are occurring? Only event x and z are occurring. So event x and z, in the first place, you should know that if they are independent events, then other activities of other event doesn't affect it in any way. So we being asked to determine the probability that events x and z are only occurring, then we are looking at event x multiplying event z to get the answer to the question. So event x, probability of event x and z will be given as event x is actually 1 on 2 and event z is actually 1 on 4. So that's going to give us 1 on 8 as our answer. So let's look out for the possible answers, and that is possible answer C. Possible answer C. Going further to question number 7, it demands that we find the value of x from the diagram actually, and y. So we add the two. So in the diagram, which you can see that we have a parallel side there, you need to be able to interpret this statement. In the diagram, MN or line segment MN is parallel to line segment PQ. Find the value of x and y. So you should know that the angle properties on parallel lines and transversal lines works as these two angles here are vertically opposite to each other. And also we can equally say that the angle the angle x plus 4y degrees is alternate here. Or you can equally say that the angle x plus 4y degrees is corresponding down here. And therefore, when you put x plus 4y here, added to 110 degrees, it will give you a straight line angle. And that is going to give us equation number 1, because you have two variables on board. So having x plus 4y equal to 110. I've given you reasons why it is so. Over here, we are looking at straight line angles. First, we said x plus 4y corresponds here, or you can equally say x plus 4y degrees alternates here. And therefore, the two angles lie on a straight line, so they are adjacent to each other and they add up to actually 180 degrees. Sorry. So we have x plus 4y plus 110. X plus 4y plus 110 equal to 180 degrees, because it gives you a straight line angles. Then going further, we can also simplify it, and we'll have x plus 4y equal to 180 minus 110, and that will give us 70 here. So x plus 4y is equal to 70. That is equation number 1. Secondly, we are saying that x plus 4y is equal to 2x plus y degrees, because they are vertically opposite angles. So we have x plus 4y equal to 2x plus y. Now, generating a single equation and equating all to 0, we have x minus 2x plus 4y minus y all equal to 0. And that will be given as negative x then plus 3y all equal to 0. So that is equation number 2. And we need to solve the two equations simultaneously to get the values of x and y. Then we can go further and add them to get the actual value we are interested in. Now, for the sake of time, I've shown you how to use the calculator to generate answers to simultaneous equations. So let's do that and go faster. So we click on the mode button and program for equations, which is number 5. And then we go for number 1, which is simultaneous equation in 2 variables. So we key in the coefficient of the variables under discussion. For the first equation, the coefficient is for x is 1. Then click the equal to sign. Then we go for 4. Click on the equal to sign. Then we go for 70. Then equal to sign is shifted to the next equation, which is negative 1. So we have negative 1. Click on the equal to sign. Then we have 3. Click on the equal to sign. Then we have 0. So with that, click on the equal to sign again. Then the s value is determined. So from here, x is equal to 30. Then going further, click on the equal to sign again. It gives us y as 10. So our y value is equal to 10. Therefore, adding 10 and then 30, that is going to give us x plus y equal to 30 plus 10, and that is 40 degrees. So that is possible answer C. Let's move on. We have more to come. Question number 8. We have this circle here. It says in the diagram PQRS our point on the circle. If angle PQS is equal to 32 degrees and angle PRQ is 61 degrees, find angle QPS. So going over the preamble, we know that angle PQS 32 is being shown. 32 is shown. And then angle PRQ 61. So PRQ 61. PRQ 61. We've shown it is there. Now it says that we should find QPS. Where is Q? So Q is here, P is here, and S is there. We are simply looking for this angle. We are simply looking for the total angle here. Now, in order to get that angle, actually, if you look at it carefully, if you've gone through my circle theorem questions or my circle theorem lesson, you realize that you have properties like the bow tie property. So bow tie properties, we can transpose this angle here, or we can copy the 61 degrees here and send it there. So it means angle PSQ is also 61 degrees. Yes, you can just transfer it there simply. And therefore, if you do so, then you can see that in triangle PSQ, then it means all the three interior angles are known. Left with two interior angles are known, but it's left with the third angle, which is the one that we are interested in per the question. So that is going to give us 61 degrees plus 32 degrees plus the angle S, okay, QPS, and that should be equal to 180 degrees, because that's sum of the interior angle of a given triangle equals 180. So angle QPS will be equal to 180 minus 61, and 32 will actually give you 93. So minus 93 degrees. So angle QPS will be equal to 180 minus your 93 oh sorry, so you reset mode and then go to computation. So 180 minus 93, and that leaves us with an answer of 87 degrees. So we have 87 degrees, and that's possible answer C. Please, as I said, you should need to know the properties before you can easily work out some of these things. So make sure that you actually do so. You know them very well. Good. Now, moving on to the next question, number 9. It says find the number of even integers between 11 and 97. So even integers, even integers are numbers which are divisible by 2. So from 11, the next number is an even integer, which is actually 12. And even integers in terms of number pattern differ by 2. So from 12, the next even integer is 14. The next even integer is 16, and it goes all along to the last even integer between this range, and that is 96. Good. Now find the number of even integers between this. We should find them. Someone can answer it by just stating everything and counting it, but to make it easier, we can see that this is a number pattern, so we can go for the concept of sequence. So it's a sequential pattern. Therefore, we know that using, and it differs by 2 if you look at it carefully. So we can use un is equal to a plus into bracket n minus 1 times d. That's finding the nth term of a given sequence. So actually, we are looking for the nth term of that given value. And how do we get it? We know our last number is 96. You know that our last number is 96. So we have 96 here equal to the first number is 12 plus the n that we don't actually know. So n minus 1 times the common difference is actually 2. It's actually 2. Therefore, working for the n value, so we have it as 2n minus 2 plus 12, all equal to 96. I've just rearranged it, so, and then expanded and simplified. So that is going to give us 2n. Negative 2 plus that is going to give us 10. That's going to give us 10. So we have plus 10 equal to 96. Transposing the 10, that is going to be 2n is equal to 96 minus 10, and that is 2n equal to 86. Dividing both sides by 2, n will be equal to 43. 43. So the answer to that is A. Good. Question number 10 says that if the area of a trapezium MNOP is 300 centimeters squared, find the value of x. So x is actually the perpendicular height if you look at it carefully, because we have this right angle shown here. So the area of a trapezium, let me call it small t, is actually half the sum of the parallel side, which is a plus b, or multiplying the perpendicular height. The a can be the 24 centimeters, the b can be the 16 centimeters. So doing our simple substitution, we have 300 centimeters squared is equal to half of 24 plus 16, or multiplying the x, which is the perpendicular height we are looking out for. So 300 should be equal to 16 plus 24 gives us an answer of 40, and half of 40 is actually 20x. Remember, we have centimeters squared here, so we are going to divide both sides by 20. So 300 divided by 20, that gives you an answer of 15. So centimeters, 15 centimeters, which is this. It is this. Let's move on to the next. Moving on to the next, find the 11th term of the sequence, which is shown here. But actually, we don't know the sequence. We don't know which type of sequence is over there. So the question is, how do we determine that? Okay, we have 1/4, we have 5/8, we have 1 whole number 3 on 8. So let's first check whether they have a common difference. Let's check whether they have a common difference. So we are looking for D. So for finding out, let's use our calculator to make it easier. That is going to be the second. We are looking for D. So 5 on 8 minus, sorry, let me clean this. Let me start all over. So we have 5 on 8 minus 1 on 4. We want to find out whether they have a common difference. Likewise, we have 1 minus 5 on 8. Likewise, we have 1 whole number 3 on 8 minus 1. If we get a common value, then it's going to tell us that this sequence is an arithmetic progression or a linear sequence. So let's use our calculator to do that so that we go faster. So fraction 5 on 8 minus 1, another fraction, 1 on 4. That will give us an answer of 3 on 8. So we have an answer of 3 on 8 here. Now, interestingly, 1 minus 5 on 8, the whole number 1 here can be classified as 8 on 8. So 8 minus 5 will give us 3, and then on 8. So that's easy. And one whole number 3 on 8 minus 1, the answer is left with 3 on 8. So ideally, we've confirmed that this is an AP. This is an AP, or a linear progression. Hence, to find the 11th term, finding the 11th term, we can still go for the services of un is equal to a plus n minus 1 all times d. Now remember, they've given us the n value, so we know that u11 is equal to, the a value is 1 on 4 plus 11 minus 1 times the common difference, which we've actually worked out, and we've seen it as 3 on 8. So simplifying, 1 on 4 plus 11 minus 1 is 10. Then you have 10 times 3 on 8, which is going to give us 30 on 8. We can actually break it down, but to give us an accurate answer and faster, then let's work it out. 1 on 4, so fraction 1 on 4 plus another fraction 30 on 8. You don't have to take any chance of getting anything wrong, because, and that gives us an answer of 4. So the 11th term for this sequence, if it should be continued, the answer is going to be 4. It's going to be 4. Going further, we are on this. Find the values of x for which 1 on 2x squared minus 13x plus 15 is not defined. So undefined statement, then the whole denominator, the value over there that needs to be substituted, in order not to give us a 0 here, is what we are supposed to find. So we just select 2x squared minus 13x plus 15 and equate it to 0 and solve for the value of x there. So as we already know how to use a calculator to determine the solution for a quadratic equation, let us use that. So we go for mode and then select number 5 for equations, and we select number 3. Good. And in this case, we key in the coefficient. A value is 2, equal to b value is negative 13, and then we have c value as 15. You just make your correct inputs, and then finally s value is 5, or s value is 3 on 2. So that is x is equal to 5 or 3 on 2. That will make this statement not to be defined. So the possible answer is that. We go to the next question, number 13. It says that a woman buys 3 exercise books at 0.4 Ghana cedis each and 9 exercise books at 0.2 Ghana cedis each. What is the average cost of an exercise book? What's the average cost of an exercise book? So all that we need to do is that we have to find a total price for the exercise books, but then we divide it by the total number of exercise books altogether. So that is going to give us 3 multiplying the price for each book, which is 0.4, plus 9 multiplying 0.2. Then we divide all that value by the total number of books, which is going to be 12. And that's going to give us, just use your calculator to do that. So mode and then 1. So we have fraction 3 into bracket 0.4 close bracket, and then plus 9 into bracket 0.2 close bracket, then all divided by 12, which is the total number of exercise books altogether. And that gives us 1/4. 1/4. So to send it into decimals, that is going to be Ghana cedis, 0.25 Ghana cedis. And that's the average cost of the exercise book. So that is possible answer D. Now, question number 14 says that we should determine the value of 9 raised to the power y plus 1 equal to 1 on 27, all raised to the power y minus 2. Find the value of y. So if you look at this question carefully, it's about indices. So you just have to change equations involving indices. So you just have to change both sides of the equation to a common base so that you can deal with the powers and work with it. And that is going to give us, I believe 3 is the common base. 3 raised to the power 2 into bracket y plus 1, all equal to 3 raised to the power negative 3, because that will give you the 1 over 27, all into bracket y minus 2. So we have 2y. Since the bases are the same, so we can do away with the base and work the powers. So 2y plus 2 must be equal to negative 3y plus 6. And that is going to give us 2y plus 3y equal to 6 minus 2. That is 4 here, 5y there. So y will be equal to 4 on 5. 4 on 5, which is possible answer A. Let's go on. Going on. Number 5 says that given that p varies as v squared over x, directly as v squared and then inversely as x, and x varies directly as v and t, express p in terms of v and t. Ideally, it's all about making the common variable in this two different statements the subject and merging it. We are to express p, so we make p the subject between these two statements. Making p the subject, then we have to merge the value here in here. Remember, we have x here, and we are to leave the answer in terms of v and t, meaning x mustn't be part of the final statement. But we know x as vt. So all that we need to do is that wherever we see x, we substitute vt there. So simply becomes p varies as v squared. Remember, x is vt. So all that you are left with, p varies as v, will do away with one of the v's here, so it will be left with v on t, which is possible answer B. Possible answer B. Then we move on to question number 16. Question 16 says that if A is equal to half B into bracket A plus B, now make A the subject of the relation. So make small a the subject of the relation. So change of subject, then we can actually go straight by multiplying through by 2. So we have 2 multiplying capital A must be equal to B into brackets A plus B. Then from here, you can divide both sides by small b first. And we are going to be left with 2a on small b equal to a plus small b. So remember, we are left with a plus small b here. So we need to transpose the small b to join the a. So small a will be given as 2 capital A on small b minus small b. So this is our relation we are expected to have in terms of small a. And that is going to be, if you look through, that is going to be, we have minus, so that's going to be b. Possible answer B. Possible answer B. We go to question 17. Another circle theorem question. Another circle theorem question. So from all indication, it says in the diagram, E, F, G, and H are points on the circle with center P. So center P is there. Now, if angle EFG is equal to 142 degrees and angle FGP is 63 degrees, find angle FEP. Where is angle FEP? So F, E, and P. We are looking for this angle. Very interesting question. I really love it. Now, in a very simple way, you realize that to get the angle EFP, then there's a need for us to know this angle here. Let me use a different color for that. So let me go for orange color. So I need to get the angle here. So that immediately I get that, that's going to give me sum of interior angle of a quadrilateral, which is 360. But how do I get this angle? In getting that angle, there are different ways of doing that. And what is one way? Either you say we have the opposite interior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral being equal to 180 degrees. So 142 and an angle here should give us 180. Then twice this angle will give us a 1 at EPG. EPG. And that's actually the arrow theorem. The arrow theorem. Twice the angle at the circumference of the circle gives you the angle at the center. That's one way of getting the value for EPG. So in doing so, maybe I'll find angle EHG, and that is going to be equal to 180 minus 142 degrees. As I said, the sum of the opposite interior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral. And therefore, that will be given as 180 minus 142 leaves an answer of 38. So we have 38 here. If that is 38, how do we get angle EPG will be equal to 2 times of 38? And that is going to give us 2, 8, 16, 2, 3, 6. So 76. So that is 76 there. Now we have here as 76. Therefore, angle FEP will be equal to 360 degrees minus the sum of the other interior angles within this quadrilateral, and that will give us the solution. So that is going to be 142 plus 76 plus 63 degrees. So what is the value? Let's use our calculator to make it faster. So 360 minus open bracket 142 plus 76 plus 63, close bracket, and that will be equal to 79 degrees. So we have here as 79 degrees, and therefore the possible answer is C. Is C. I believe you are following carefully. Let's move on. Let's move on. If you have any question, you may actually comment it, and I'll just attend to you. Now, question number 18 says, the shadow of a vertical pole is 50 centimeters. So there's a vertical pole. So let me take it that there's my vertical pole, and that's the ground, and the shadow is casted down here. So there's a shadow, and that is the vertical pole. So we are told that the shadow of a vertical pole is 50 centimeters. If the height is 2 meters, so we have 2 meters here, but the shadow is 50 centimeters. Find correct to the nearest degree the angle of elevation. So we are looking for the angle of elevation. of the sun from the ground. So actually we are looking for this. We are looking for theta. Remember, we have two different units here, so there's a need for you to convert them to the common unit or the same unit so that it can be easily worked out. So what then do we need to consider? Now we have 50 centimeters to be the shadow length. The height is 2 meters. So you can choose to change the centimeters to meters, and therefore 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. Therefore, how about 50 centimeters? So that is going to be 50 times 1 more or divided by 100, and that's going to give us 0.5 meters. 0.5 meters. So going further, actually you could have also changed the meters to centimeters, then you can easily work it out. So going further, our 50 centimeters is 0.5 meters. Then looking for theta, the 2 meters becomes opposite to the angle theta, and the 50 centimeters or the 0.5 meters becomes the adjacent side, and therefore we can use the trig ratio, which is tan, to determine the angle theta. So tan of theta should be equal to the opposite side, which is 2 meters divided by the adjacent side, which is 0.5 meters, and theta will be equal to tan inverse of, into bracket, 2 divided by 0.5, and you just simply need to program it on your calculator. Remember, we have to leave the answer to the nearest degree, so we have it as tan inverse, so shift tan inverse fraction 2 divided by 0.5, then we close our parenthesis, so, and then equal to. So in doing that, we have the answer as 75.96 degrees, which is approximately, to the nearest whole number, 76 degrees. Nearest whole number, 76 degrees. And that is possible answer D. Going forward, Mitu is 9 times as old as his cousin Fafa. In 6 years' time, he will be 5 times as old as Fafa. Find Fafa's present age. So we have Fafa as X, then because it says Mitu is 9 times as old as his cousin Fafa. So actually, if Fafa is X, then Mitu or meter, any name, is actually a noun, so you can use any word for it, pronunciation for it. So then meter or Mitu is going to be 9 times as old as Fafa, and that's going to give us 9x. Then we are told that in 6 years' time, so some time to come, how old is going to be Fafa? So 6 years' time, let's write 6 years time, then Fafa will actually be x plus 6 originally, and then Mitu will also be 9x plus 6. Ideally, this is what is going to happen to their respective ages, but they've connected their ages 6 years time to come. And what did they say? In 6 years time to come, he will be 5 times as old as Fafa. He will be 5 times as old as Fafa. So it means that the age of Mitu, which is 9x plus 6, will be linked up with Fafa's age, which is x plus 6, multiplied by 5. Because Mitu is going to be 5 times as old as Fafa. And that is why we have it as this. And therefore, we generated an equation for which you need to solve for x, which is actually Fafe's present age. So 9x plus 6 should be equal to 5x plus 30. Solving for x, 9x minus 5x should be equal to 30 minus 6. And therefore, 9x minus 5x will give us 4x, which is equal to 24. Dividing 24 by 4, that will leave you with an answer of 6. So x will be equal to 6 years. So therefore, it tells us that Fafe's present age is 6 years. Fafe's present age is 6 years. Going further, simplify square root of 3 plus square root of 48 or divide by square root of 6. So without wasting time, you just go for your calculator. Then you actually program it. So fraction square root of 3, then move forward and plus square root of 48, then cursor down square root of 6, then equal to, so the final answer is actually 5 root 2 over 2. You could have solved it manually by rationalizing, and then you get your answer out of it. But remember, we have to finish this within 1 hour 30 minutes, so we need to work faster. So calculator is there to assist us. So we have it as 5 over 2 or root 2, and that's possible answer A. Possible answer A. Now let's go further. Let's go further. Going further, we have question number 21. Question number 21. It says that if x plus y all on 5 is equal to x minus y all on 3, find the ratio between x and y. So that's a very nice question involving change of subject. But this time we are leaving the answer in the ratio form. So the best way of getting it done is to group all the x's to one side and all the y's to one side, divide through, and then you get your answer. So let's cross multiply. That'll give us 3 into bracket x plus y all equal to 5 into bracket x minus y. And we have 3x plus 3y equal to 5x minus 5y. Now grouping all the x's, we have 3x minus 5x equal to negative 5y minus 3y. Or you could have done the other way around, so you can get the same answer. And then that will be giving us minus 2x minus 2x, because 3y minus 5, remember here it's 5, 5x will give us minus 2x, equal to minus 5y minus 3y will give us minus 8y. Then at this point, we have to leave the answer in a ratio form, so it means we need to divide. In dividing, x must be maintained on the left hand side so that y will join it. So let's divide through first with y, so that both sides by y here will do away with the y there. Then we need to do away with the negative 2 attached to the x, so we divide through by negative 2 also for both sides, so that negative cancels negative 2, that's away with another 2. So we have x over y equal to negative sign, that's away with negative. Now when we reduce this fraction, we are going to get actually 2 going to itself, 1 going to 8, 4. So we have it as 4 over 1. But remember, we were to leave it as x is to y, and this should be 4 is to 1. Remember, if you change it and write it 1 is to 4, you are out of context. So the final answer is B. Going to question number 22. Question number 22, it says that find a true set of that, and we need to multiply through, expand and simplify and regroup. So that will give us 3 multiplying 1, that is 3. 3 multiplying negative and negative 3x. X multiplying y, we have plus x. X multiplying negative x, that will give us negative x squared, all being greater than 9 minus x squared. Going further, we have it as 3. This will give us 3 minus 2x, and negative x squared being here, negative x squared being there, actually this 2 will be done away with, so it will have 0 there, greater than 9. Now solving for x, we can regroup, and 3 minus 9 should be greater than 2x, or any other way you get the same answer. So that is giving us 6, actually negative 6 greater than 2x. Dividing both sides by 2, in this case that is going to give us x being less than negative 6, or negative 6 greater than x. So when you rewrite it, x is less than negative 6, sorry, negative 3, because this will go there 3 times, so negative 3, sorry, negative 3, negative 3. Okay, so we have it as x being less than negative 3, which is possible answer D. Possible answer D. Question number 23. Evaluate tan 30 minus 2 sine 60. Purely a calculator work, just use your calculator to program it. So tan of 30, close bracket, minus 2 into bracket, sine of 60, sine 60, close bracket twice, and that will give us an answer of negative 2 root 3 all over 3. So this is equal to negative 2 root 3 all over 3. You could have actually done it one after the other, but remember, you are to work within the shortest possible time, so you don't have to waste time for some of them. You can use a calculator to generate your answers. So that's what we have here. Go to question number 24. A car moves at an average speed of 30 kilometers per hour. How long does it take to cover 200 meters? How long does it take to cover 200 meters? They've given us a speed as 30 kilometers per hour, and the distance is 200 meters. We are looking for the time. We know that speed is equal to distance over time taken, but remember the units must go together. The units must go together. From here, then we need to change the unit of the speed from kilometers per hour to meters per second. And how do we do so? So speed will be 30 multiplying 1000 divided by 3600, and that will change it to meters per second. So when you program it on your calculator, the speed now is going to be, let's write that one down first and then move on to the other. So 30, that's a fraction. So 30 times 1000, which is 30,000, divided by 3,600. 3600, and that leaves an answer of 25 on 3. So that is the speed in meters per second. So we know that time is equal to distance over speed. So now our time is going to be, the distance is already 200 divided by the speed, which is 25 on 3. So just key it in. So 200 divided by, into bracket, let me just put in bracket 25 on 3. Yeah, I think this will be cool. Close brackets, equal to, and the answer is 24 seconds. So this is equal to 24 seconds. 24 seconds. 24 seconds. Question number 5. Going to question number 5. It says the arc of a circle 150 centimeters long subtends an angle of 75 degrees at the center of the circle. Find correct to 3 significant figures the radius of the circle. So there is a circle. Let's make a small sketch. Having the circle, it has a center, and we have the radius of the circle, for which an angle of 75 degrees. So 75 degrees is here, the arc, and this 75 degrees subtends on a given arc. So let me call the arc L. And the length of that arc is 50 centimeters. So L is 50 centimeters. We should use this information to determine the radius of the circle. So we've been given what pi is. We know that arc length L is equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi r. It was coming from a ratio. So making r the subject, change of subject will tell us that multiply through by 360. So 360 L divided by 2 theta pi should be given as the answer as r. So if you know your change of subject, then straight ahead you do your substitution to get the value of r. So r will be equal to 360. You can reduce it before making your substitution, or you can still maintain it and go ahead. 360 multiplying the L value, which is 50, all on 2 times the angle theta, and the angle theta was given as 75. Then multiplying the pi value, which we know as 22 on 7, close bracket. So just program straight ahead on the calculator so that your final answer will be given. So we have it as 360, so fraction 360 multiplying 50, then the denominator we have it as 2 times 75, then multiplying 22 on 7. Good. So equal to, then it gives us the answer as 420 on 11. But remember, we have to leave the answer to 3 significant figures. So we have to send it to fraction, decimals, and that will be 38.18. Yes, 38.18. This is equal to 38.18. But to 3SF, that would be approximately 38.2. That is 3SF. And that is C. Good. The next one says, express correct to 2 significant figures 9 on 28 minus that. Straight ahead, you just have to program on your calculator so you get your final answer. So 9 on 28, then minus 2 on 7. Then we just leave the answer to. So we send it to, this is actually 1 on 28, but we leave the answer in decimal. So S to D will tell us that it is 0.0357 and goes on and on. But we have to leave it to 2. There's 2 significant figures, and that is approximately 0.036, which is A. Good. YA. Now, 2 significant figures, as I now have written it to 1, 2, 3, 3 significant figures. So we need only the first 2, and we need to consider the immediate number after the last number, which is 5, which is 7, and 7 is more than 5, so you round up. Therefore, you add 1 to the 5 to make it 6. 27. Question number 27. Question number 27. So we have the graph of y equal to x squared plus 4x minus 6 is drawn. Now, a linear graph is drawn on the axis such that the intersection of the 2 graphs gives the solution this. Find the equation of the linear graph. So ideally, this is a quadratic graph. So if you make a simple sketch, quadratic graph, which is actually going to be a minimum graph. Now, a linear graph is drawn. We actually don't know how the linear graph was drawn, but when the linear graph was drawn, it leaves a solution to the equation that. So in order to get a linear graph, the best way to get it done is to subtract the equation you have here from this. So we have y equal to x squared, which is the original function, plus 4x minus 6. And then the equation that we are solving, that will give us a linear graph, that is going to be x squared. Let me rearrange in such a way that it will be easier to get the value of it. So we have x squared here plus 4x minus 7, all equal to 0 here. So in this case, from whatever we have here, we are subtracting. So y minus 0 will give us y. S squared minus s squared will give us 0. 4x minus 4x will also give us 0. Negative 6 minus negative 7 will give us positive what? 1. Positive 1. And therefore, y, which is the equation we are looking for, will be equal to positive 1. So the straight line was this. So 1 will be here on the y-axis. 1 will be there on the y-axis. So therefore, we have it as y equal to 1. Y equal to 1, which is supposed to be D. D. Y is equal to 1, which is supposed to be D. So question number 28. Find, or given that 4x plus 6y equal to 5 and 2x plus 4y equal to 3, find the value of that. So it's also a simultaneous equation in 2 variables. So let's use the calculator to generate things fast. Mode, and then equation which is 5. Simultaneous equation which is 1. So we have it as, let's key in the coefficients. Everything has been orderly arranged. So let's key in the coefficients. So 4 equal to 6 equal to 5 equal to, then we go to the next equation, which is 2 equal to 4 equal to 3. So we are just programming. Then finally equal to x is half and y is also half. So we are asked to determine half plus 2 times half, because that is x plus 2y, and that will be given as 1 here plus half, which is 1.5. So the answer is D. My student, know how to use a calculator so much so that you can work some of the things faster. Okay, so now we have a log question which says 6 log x plus 4 is equal to log of 64. They have this log to the same base, so before you can actually work things out, then we need to write them in the same form, for which you can find antilog of both sides. Therefore, 6 log x plus 4 can be written as log of x plus 4 all raised to the power 6 equal to log of 64. So antilog of both sides will do away with the log signs, leaving x plus 4 to the power 6 equal to 64. Then, solving for x, we need to get rid of the power 6. So we find a sixth root on the right hand side. So x plus 4 will be equal to sixth root of 64. Now, sixth root of 64, your calculator can make it easy for you to get the right answer. So mode 1, even though I know the answer, but so you have sixth root of, so we go for shift and that. So sixth root, then you go into the radical sign, then we have 64. And that is a perfect answer of 2. So we have x plus 4 equal to 2, because sixth root of 64 is 2. So x will be equal to 2 minus 4, and x is equal to negative 2, which is possible answer C. Let's go to question 30. Question 30. We are told that a market woman demands 15 Ghana cedis for a tin of local rice. After some bargaining with a customer, she sells 5 tins for 66 Ghana cedis. By what percentage did she reduce her original price? Very nice question. Very nice question. So in this case, we actually need the percentage decrease value. That's what we actually know. That's what we need to work it out. It's under percentages. Yes, it's under percentages. So the market woman demands 15 Ghana cedis for a tin of rice. So 1 tin of rice is 15 Ghana cedis. So after some bargaining, a customer sells 5 tins. So 5 tins for 66. So ideally, we should know the original price for the 5 tins. So let's say that original price for 5 tins. Original price for 5 tins. That one will be giving us 5 times 15. And that will be an answer of 5 times 15 is 75. So let's see, 5 times 15. That's 75 Ghana cedis. So ideally, she should have paid 75 Ghana cedis for the 5 tins. But this customer ended up paying, so now that's the original cost price. So now the selling price for the 5 tins is no more 75, but it's actually 66.00 Ghana cedis. That's the selling price for the 5 tins. Hence, this person has actually made a simple loss, and we need to know the reduction amount. So reduced amount would then be equal to 75 minus 66. So it means 75 minus 66 will give us 9. So this 9 Ghana cedis is off of the total cost. Now it says, what percentage did she sell? Did she reduce her original price? So it's going to be percentage of reduced, let me just make it RP. Reduced price will be equal to the reduction amount, which is 9, divided by the original amount for which the customer should have paid, which is 75 Ghana cedis, times 100. And that will be equal to 9 on 75 multiplying 100. And that will be equal to 12%. So this is equal to 12%. So this tells you that this woman reduced the price by 12%. All right, let's move on to the next question, number 31. It says 23 base x is equal to 1111 base 2. Find the value of x. So you just have to change all of them to a common base, and the best is base 10. So you have it as base x, then the place value must be considered. So you have it as 2 multiplying x plus 3 multiplying 1. I know some of you like to number is 0, 1. Now it gives you the same thing. It will be 2 multiplying x to the power 1 plus 3 multiplying x to the power 0. X to the power 0 is still 1. So that is how you get it done. Then some of you like to number it again 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can do that. But if you know your place value very well in base 2, you can go straight ahead and do that. So that is going to give us 1 multiplying the place value of 2 for the 1 here is actually 8. So place value, let me just educate you a little about place value in different bases. So we have 1s, 2, 4, and 8 because they are in powers of that base. Powers of that base. So we have 8 here plus 1 times place value of 4 plus 1 times place value of 2, then plus 1 times 1. Okay, so we have 2x plus 3 equal to 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. That is coming to give us a total of 10, 14, 15. 15 minus 3, we have 2x here. So 2x is equal to 12. Dividing both sides by 2, x will be equal to 6. So it means that the s value is 6, which is B. Going further, a die is rolled once. A die is rolled once. Find the probability of obtaining a number less than 3. So when a die is rolled once, the sample space, as you know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that is a sample space for a die. Now we have to consider probability of the number being less than 3. So the event x, number less than 3, we have 1 and 2. So probability of the event x is going to give us 2 numbers out of the total of 6 numbers, and that is 1 on 3 if you reduce it. That's possible answer D. Possible answer D. Going further, then we are on question number 33. Question number 33 says that, A bag contains 32 blue, 28 black, and 20 red identical balls of the same size. If a ball is picked at random, what is the probability that it is not red? So if it is not red, then it's going to be actually more of blue and black. So probability of not red, there are two ways of doing it, will be 1 minus probability when it is red. And I believe that's a good way of doing it. Or you can work it out, probability of when it is blue and black. And that's all. And that is going to give us 1 minus probability of being red is actually 20 out of a total of 32 plus 28 will give us 60. 60 plus 20 will give us 80. And 1 minus 20 on that is actually 1 on 4. So 1 minus 1 on 4. And that is 3 on 4. 3 on 4. Possible answer D. Possible answer D. Now let's move on to question number 34. Now this question says, consider the following statement. We have first statement as Helena studies hard. Then the next statement, Helena passes her examination. If M implies N, which of the following is a valid conclusion? Which of the following is a valid conclusion? Now, what it means is that if M implies N, if Helena studies hard, then she passes her examination. So we should find out, this is actually what we must see in the statement here. It says, which of the following is a valid conclusion? This statement here is a pure valid conclusion statement. If we see that here, then it means that's the answer. But if we don't, and there is a vice versa statement, then we have to look out for which one is true. So if Helena does not study hard, then she will not pass her examination. It's not what we have here. If Helena does not study hard, then she will not pass her examination. That's not what we have here. If Helena passes her examination, then she studied. That's not what we have here. Then if Helena does not pass her examination, then she had not studied hard. That is also not what we have here. But based on the statement as you have here, now you realize that if Helena does not study hard, then she will pass her examination, doesn't actually match with this. This is an implication statement from logical reasoning. Now, we have a negative statement here. If Helena does not pass her examination, then she had not studied hard. So if the precedent, the antecedent and the precedent, so if you have the antecedent and the precedent being negated, in terms of implication, the only time the statement is valid is when the first statement is true and the second statement is also true. That is when you have it as a true conclusion. But if you have a negation statement to be the antecedent, then it means that if Helena does not pass her examination, then she had not studied hard. Then it means that the statement D is going to be true, but the rest are not going to be actually true. So the possible answer for this question is D. Now, remember that it is not if Helena does not study hard, then she doesn't pass the examination. that will make the statement true. No, it is rather when Helena does not pass the examination, then he had not studied hard. That is when you have the statement to be true. So remember this very carefully. When it comes to implication, the negative of the antecedent, when it is true, then the negation of the precedent must also be true to make the statement a valid conclusion. Okay, so let's go to question number 35. Question number 35. So for question number 35, it's also equally a circle theorem question, but it's not drawn to scale. So in the diagram, O is the center of the circle. We have it here. And the circle is PQR. So you can see PQR there. Now the length of line segment PS is equal to the length of the line segment PQ. Angle RQS is 23. Find the value of X. So X is found here, and we have to find the value of X. Now from all indication, now we have a center, and line PR passes through the center. So it tells us that any angle subtending on the line PR at the ends of that diameter is automatically 90 degrees. So the full angle at Q is 90 degrees. So if I want to look out for angle PQS, angle PQS will be equal to 90 minus 23. Now remember, we said angle PQR is equal to 90 degrees because it's an angle subtending on PR, which is the diameter. And this angle is formed at the circumference of the circle. So we have angle Q as 90. So angle PQS will be equal to 90 minus 23 will leave an answer of 67. So we have 67 degrees here. So here is 67. And since we are told that PQ is equal to PS, therefore this line, the angle that subtends to it is the angle PSQ. And this line, which is PS, the angle that subtends to it is PQS, which is that. So here is also equal to 67 degrees. So we've seen that angle PQS is equal to PSQ. It's also 67 degrees. Therefore, finding X, we use the idea of sum of the interior angle of a triangle. So X plus 67 plus another 67 degrees, all equal to 180 degrees. So X will be equal to 180 minus 2 times 67 will be giving us an answer of 134. So 134 here. So 134 out of 180, you are going to get an answer of a positive number of 46. So 180 minus 134 is actually 46 degrees. That's the value of X. X is 46 degrees, which is possible answer C. Possible answer C. Let's go on. We'll be finishing very soon. So just stay with me. Let's finish hard. Find the equation of the line passing through P41 and parallel to the line 2x plus 5y, which is equal to negative 10. So parallel lines have the same gradient. So we need to find a gradient from here before you generate the gradient. So we're looking out for the gradient. 5y equal to negative 10 minus 2x. Then we divide both sides. Y will be equal to by 5. Y will be equal to negative 10 minus 2x all on 5. So to generate the gradient, we have to split it, which is y is equal to negative 10 on 5 will give us negative 2 minus 2 on 5x. So the gradient m will be negative 2 on 5. That's the gradient for the line here. That's the gradient for the line here. So it says we should find the equation of the line passing through passing through the point P and parallel to the line there. So it means if the two lines are parallel, they have the gradient, the same gradient. So parallel lines have same gradient. Therefore, it implies that my gradient for the new line that I'm looking for is still going to be negative 2 on 5. Negative 2 on 5. So using the idea of y minus y1 equal to m into bracket x minus x1, for which my point P is 4, 1. Substitution y minus y1, which is 1, will be equal to negative 2 on 5 into bracket x minus x1, which is 4. So expanding and simplifying, that will give me, multiplying through by 5, I have 5y minus 5 equal to negative 2x plus 8. Grouping terms, we have 5y plus 2x equal to 8 plus 5. 8 plus 5 is 13, and we have 2x plus 5y. So this is the equation of the new line, which passes through the point 4, 1, which is for point P, and parallel to the line 2x plus 5y. So let's find out 2x plus 5y, 13, equal to 13. 2x plus 5y equal to 13, which is possible answer D. Possible answer D. Going on, we'll be done soon. We'll be done soon, so be with me. Going on, we are at question number 37. 37. The interior angle of a regular polygon is twice the exterior angle. So the interior angle of a regular polygon, remember the interior angle of a regular polygon is given as n minus 2 times 180 degrees. That is how you find the sum of the interior angle of a regular polygon. But if you want one of them, it means divided by the number of sides, so divided by n. And this is twice the exterior angle. So in other words, what is the exterior angle twice the exterior angle of a regular polygon? The sum of the exterior angle of a regular polygon is 360 degrees. But if you want the exterior angle, then it means divided by the number of sides. But this must be multiplied by 2. So twice the exterior angle. That's how the whole idea is. So we are using this idea to find the number of sides. So we multiply through by n to get rid of fractions. And that will give us n minus 2, all multiplying 180 left, equal to 2 times 360, which is going to give us 720. Expanding, we have 180n minus 360 equal to 720. So working out for n, 180 will be equal to n will be equal to 720 plus 360, and 180n will be equal to 1080. Therefore, dividing both sides by 180, now n will be equal to the value 6. But let's confirm it. So 1080 divided by 180. That is 6. Yes, that is 6. So we have the value of the sides to be 6, which is B. Now simplify the statement. It's a fraction, rational function, so we need to break it into a factor form. The numerator is 9 minus x squared, which is difference of 2 squares. So we have 3 minus x and then 3 plus x. When you expand, you get the numerator. All divided by the denominator. S is common to the two terms, so we have x out, 3 minus x. So 3 minus x, that's away with 3 minus x, and it is left with 3 plus x all over x. And the answer is B. Going further, as I said, will be done very soon. That's another circle theorem question. Another circle theorem question. In the diagram, PQ is a diameter, we are told, of the circle PQR with center O, and the line segment RS. Let me go up a little for you to see RS. RS meets PQ at S. Okay, so we can see that. If angle RQP 64 degrees, RQP 64 degrees, and angle RSQ is 36, RSQ 36. Find PRS. PRS. So we are looking for the small angle there. Very interesting question. So we simply need to work out the angle here, and from triangle RSQ, I believe we can find that. So because we know two interior angles of that triangle, so we can find the angle R. So angle SRQ will be equal to 180 minus the sum of the two interior angles, which is 36 plus 64. Yeah. And that will give us 180 minus 4, 6 is 10. And then 6, 3 is 9. So that will be leaving us 100. So we have the value of angle R as 180 minus 100, which is 80. So here is 80 degrees. But remember that the line PQ is a line for which it's a diameter, and the angle PRQ is automatically 90 degrees because it subtends on the diameter, which is PQ. Therefore, angle PRS, which we are looking for, will be 90 degrees minus 80 degrees because the total angle here is 90. Therefore, finding it, that will give us 10 degrees. That will give us 10 degrees. That will give us 10 degrees. So the answer is D. That will give us 10 degrees. Just pause the video and have a good look at it and follow the steps carefully. All right. So moving on to the next question, we have an expression, mathematical expression we need to simplify. So we have half into bracket x minus 1 all minus 1/3 into bracket half x minus 1. Looking at it carefully, then you can expand the 1/3 into bracket x 1 over 2x minus 1. You can actually do expand it. So that is going to lead us 1 on 2 into bracket x minus 1 minus, when we expand through, we are going to get minus 1/6. Then we have plus 1 negative 1/3 multiplying negative 1 will give us plus 1/3. Then we can find LCM for all of them. We could have done that early on, and the LCM is going to be 6. Now 2 goes into 6, 3 multiplying 1, so we have 3 into brackets, x minus 1, close brackets. Over here, sorry, we have x here, sorry. There's x attached here. We have 6 goes into itself 1, multiplying the negative 1x, that would give us negative x. And then 3 goes into 6, 2, multiplying how we have plus 1. So expanding the numerator, we have 3x minus 3 minus 1, and then, sorry, here is 2. 3 goes into that 6 times 1, we have 2. 3 goes into 6, 2, multiplying 1, we have 2. So that's why the 2 is here. So we have 3x minus 1, which is the expansion of this bracket. That will give us 3x minus 3. Then minus x is here. And then we have plus 2, all on 6. When we expand, or when we regroup, we have 3x minus x. That will give us an answer of 2x. And then negative 3 plus 2 will give us negative 1, all on 6. All on 6. So comparing whatever we have here with the possible answers here, it means we can write this as 1/6 out into bracket 2x minus 1, which is possible answer C. Let's go to question number 41. It says that given that P is equal to x minus 1 over x and Q equal to x squared plus 1 over x squared, express Q in terms of P. So we have to write an expression which has only Q and P. So we are writing Q in terms of P. Now we need to merge the two equations, but the best way of merging these two equations is to actually first consider equation number 1, or the first equation, P equal to x minus 1 on x. I believe that when we square both sides, which is going to give us from P equal to x minus 1 over x, when we square both sides, it will be P squared equal to x minus 1 over x all squared. Simplifying it, it will give us P squared equal to, when you expand this, it's going to give you x squared minus 2 times x times 1 on x. Yeah, then finally plus 1 over x all squared. This expression that I've written here comes from, if I have a plus b all squared, let me modify it, sorry, let me modify it. If I have a minus b all squared, the expansion is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. This is the expansion for that. So when I expand x minus 1 over x all squared, this is what I'll be getting. And that will be leading me to p squared equal to x squared. X times 1 over x will give us 1. Multiplying negative 2 will give us negative 2 left. And plus 1 over x all squared will give us plus 1 over x squared. So looking at it carefully, you realize that part of the statement here is found here. So regrouping, I can send the negative 2 to join the p. So it will be p squared plus 2. And this will be equal to s squared plus 1 over s squared. Now this s squared plus 1 over s squared is the same as the Q value that we are having here. So we can say that substitute Q, and therefore that will be given as p squared plus 2 will be equal to Q, because Q is actually s squared plus 1 over s squared. And therefore we've written Q in terms of p, and that is possible answer A. Possible answer A. Now, then question 42 says the exterior angles of a quadrilateral is 61, 76, x plus 10, and then 2x plus 45. Find the value of x. So you know that the sum of the exterior angle of a given quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So that's going to give us 61 plus 76 plus x plus 10 all degrees plus 2x plus 45 all degrees, and this must be equal to 360 degrees. So simplifying, then let's add them. So we have 61 plus 76 plus 10 plus 45 is equal to 192. So we have 192 plus x plus 2x equal to 360 degrees. So 3x will be equal to 360 degrees minus 192. 3x will be equal to so minus 360. We'll actually write the positive of it. So that will give us positive 168. Then we divide both sides by 3, divided by 3, and that will give us 56 degrees positive of it. So divided by 3. So x will be equal to 56 degrees. 56 degrees. So that is possible answer D. Coming to question number 43, the mass of some market women are in kilograms, and they are as follows: 83, 47, 62, 49, 55, 72, 58, and 62. Use the following information to answer question 43 and 44. Find the range. Now you know that range of a distribution is equal to the largest value, for which this time we are talking about mass. So largest mass minus the smallest mass, and that will be given as largest mass among them is 83. Largest mass is 83, and I believe you can also see that. And then minus the smallest mass among them, we have 47. The smallest mass is 47. So let's try the difference. 83 minus 47, and that gives us an answer of 36 kilograms, 36 kg. So that is a range, 36 kg, which is B. Then we move on to question 44. We are to find the mean of the distribution. Now remember, this is a raw data, so finding the mean of the distribution is the sum of all the items that we are finding the average of the distribution. So 83 plus 47 in no particular order, plus 62 plus 49 plus 55 plus 72 plus 58 plus 62, all divided by how many market women? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 of them. So the mean will be what? Let's program it on our calculator. So we'll go for fraction. 83 plus 47 plus 62 plus 49 plus 55 plus 72 plus 58, then plus 62, and this must be divided by 8, and the answer is 61. So the mean weight or mean mass is 61 kg. Good. We are almost there. 55 question 45, sorry. Question 45. I'm happy I'll be ending it nicely with you. And please, if you don't get anything, I would like you to pause the video, play it over and over for better understanding. You can equally reach out to me, leave your comments, I'll read them and then reach back to you on that. Yes, thank you very much for doing that. Kindly subscribe to my channel if today is your first time joining my lesson or watching my videos. Now we have a very interesting question here. It says that 17 is equivalent or equal to 3 mod x. Find the least value of x. Very nice question under modulo arithmetic. Equations involving modulo arithmetic. So the strategy in determining the mode, I always advise the student to work out first. Just simply write an equation by subtracting the mode from the remainder. So we are going to have it as 17. Sorry, add the mode to the remainder, which is a 3. So we have 17 equal to 3 plus x. So we've generated an equation. So we are solving for x from this equation. Solving from x from this equation, we are going to have it as x is equal to 17 minus 3. And I'll be leaving x as 14. Now, we are asked to determine the mode. So if you have your x as 14, it doesn't mean x is 14. But this is the next step. Write the set of factors of 14. So we are looking out for factors of 14. So looking out for the factors of 14, they are, we have 1, 2, then we have 7, then we have 14. These are factors of 14. So ideally, the factors of 14 are the possible solutions for x. But let's find out which of the factors of 14 satisfies the modal equation here. So if it should happen that our mode is 1, now when we divide 17 by 1, the answer is still 17. What's the remainder? The remainder will actually be 0. So we are having 3 here. Therefore, this doesn't satisfy the 1 as a mode, doesn't satisfy the equation here. Again, if you go to 2, if the mode is 2, now when 17 is divided by 2, what are we going to get? 2 will go into 17 how many times? 8 times. A remainder of what? 1. But what are we having here? We are having a remainder of 3. So it means 2 is not a possible solution for the mode. Let's come to 7 as a possible solution. When x is 7, 17 divided by 7. 17 divided by 7. Now 17 divided by 7, we are going to have it as two whole number, a remainder of what? 3 on 7. So it means that 7 is a possible, because it goes in 2 times, because 2, 7, 14 minus 14 out of 17 to be left with 3. So it means we have a remainder of what? 3. So 7 here is a possible solution, but 14 is part of the entry. So let's work it out. So how many times? So when we also have 17 divided by 14, which is the mode, 14 will go into 17 how many times? 1. A remainder of what? 3, all on 14. So it means that we have two possible solutions that actually satisfies this equation, which are, we have either x is equal to 7 or x as 14. But we need the least value of x, and therefore the least value of x must be actually 7. So 7 is actually the modal, or the mode in which the operation was worked in. 7 is a mode for which the operation was conducted. All right. So please note how to get these things done very carefully. Then we come to question number 46. It says that Diana and Rose are given 875.08 to be shared in the ratio 3:2 respectively. If Rose shared her part of the money between Efua and Amma in the ratio 1:2 respectively, how much was Amma's share? So we need to find Rose's share that was shared between Efua and Amma. So that is going to give us Rose share is equal to 2 on the total ratio, which is 5, multiplying the amount, which is 875.08. Now programming it on the calculator, we are going to have it as 2 on 5 multiplying 875.08, and that leaves us an answer of let me leave it in decimals, 350.032. So that was a share for Rose. But remember, Rose's amount was shared between Efua and Amma in the ratio 1:2 respectively. So we are asked to find Amma's share. So Amma's share will be equal to 2 parts of the total ratio times 350.032, which is the share of Rose. So let's multiply this value by the fraction 2 on 3, and that leaves us an answer of 233.35 Ghana cedis. So that is actually possible answer C. Possible answer C. Now we have a bearing question here. It says the bearing of the point P from Q. So we are at Q. So let me draw Q here. 0.65 degrees. So 0.65 degrees will lie in the first quadrant. So we have 0.65. So let's 65 degrees. So from Q it leads me to P, because we're from Q to P. What's the bearing of P from Q? So we draw the cardinal point and then read it from the North Pole in the clockwise direction until we hit here. So remember the angle here is going to alternate with the 65 degrees. So we have 65 degrees here, and we have some north to south pole which has not been considered. So the full angle from north to south pole is 180 degrees, and therefore the bearing of Q from P will be equal to 180 plus 65 degrees. So programming it, 180 plus 65, that gives us an answer of 245 degrees. 245 degrees. So that's possible answer C. Then two more questions to go. The length of a rectangle. The length of a rectangular lawn is 3 centimeters longer than the width. So if the width is equal to x, then the length will be 3 plus x, because we are told that the length of a rectangular lawn is 3 centimeters longer. So that's what we have there. If the perimeter is 42 centimeters, find the width. So we are looking for the width, which is x. Remember, perimeter of a rectangle is twice the sum of the length and the width. So we have it as the perimeter being 42 equal to 2 times the length is 3 plus x, the width is x. So working out for x, we can first divide through by 2. It's possible. So we have 21 here equal to 3 plus 2x. Remember, I divided through by 2 so that I'll get 21 here. So the 3 joining it will be 21 minus 3 equal to 2x. Now 21 minus 3, it will be left with 18 equal to 2x, and dividing both sides by 2, x will be equal to 9. X will be equal to 9 centimeters. 9 centimeters. So automatically the width is actually 9 centimeters. The width is 9 centimeters. The width is 9 centimeters. Okay. So moving on, question number 49. I'm so happy we are almost through. Question number 49, we are finding the value of y from this diagram. So find the value of y from the diagram. You can see an intersection of lines, therefore angles are vertically opposite. So here is also 3y, and here will be 2y. Then now, transferring the angles vertically opposite into the triangle, we have sum of interior angle of a triangle. So we add all the interior angles, 3y plus 2y plus another 3y plus 12, and that will give us an answer of 6y, 7y, 8y, and this must be equal to 180. So 8y plus 12 should be equal to 180 degrees. So 8y should be equal to 180 minus 12. Then 8y will be equal to, so 180 minus 12, 180 minus 12, it gives us an answer of 168. 168 degrees. Then we divide both sides by 8. By 8. And that gives us 21 degrees. So divide both sides by 8. Y will be equal to 21 degrees. Perfect. So last but not least, we've had a long time. Yes, a very, very long time. So the area of a sector of a circle, 40 centimeters squared. The area of a sector of a circle is 40 centimeters squared. If the sector subtends an angle of 140 degrees at the center of the circle, find the area of the circle. Find the area of the circle. Remember, from the circle, you can obtain a sector. But remember, they also have what we call different angle of subtension. Therefore, we compare them proportionally. You can say that area of circle is equivalent to a total angle of 360 degrees. Therefore, area of a sector is compared to an angle inside a sector which we've been told that it is 140 degrees. So in this case, using the idea of proportion, we can work out for the area of the circle. We don't know the area of the circle, so area of circle is what we are looking out for. It should be equivalent to area of sector multiplied by 360 degrees, and that is going to be area of sector, which was 40 centimeters squared, multiplying 360 degrees, all divided by 140 degrees, and that will give us the answer to the area of the circle, and that is a fraction 360 multiplying 40, shift down, divided by 140 degrees, and that is an answer of 720 over 7 in decimals. That would be 102.857 degrees. And comparing this answer to our possible answers here, they've left it to 2 decimal places, so this is approximately 102.86 degrees. 86 degrees, and that is possible answer A. At long last, viewers, we've come to the end of this solution to these questions, and I'm so glad that we've had a nice time. Even though it is lengthy, we've had a very nice time going through all these questions. If you have any peculiar problem to any of the questions answered, you can actually inbox me or leave your comments, and then let's share our ideas in solving and making math very easy to understand. God bless you. Please kindly subscribe to my channel and keep supporting my channel. Share it with your friends for them also to study. And together we should all make math very easy to understand. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.